What's up? What's up? What's up, confessors? Thank you for tuning in this evening for the second episode of 21 Questions with Confessions. And y'all, I am very excited to have on who I have on today. So please let me bring her up and introduce a lovely woman that I love and have so much respect for in this game, Miss Reallybtv. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey, girl.
How are you doing this fine day?
Listen, life is good. My vacation starts. Okay, so I am here for it. Okay,
How
I
long
even
you
pour me a little cocktail. It ain't much. It's just a little taste. It's just a little taste. I
just a little something?
got me a little something over here. Because
Okay.
I said, you told me to watch the other 21 questions, but I said I want to be fresh. I want to be raw. So, but
Okay.
I got
I
my
ain't
drink
mad
because I
at
don't know what
that.
you're gonna ask me.
I like that. Well, shout out to everyone in the chat, in the YouTube, Twitch, and on
What
Instagram.
up, Kamisha?
Hey, Kamisha. Now, shout out to Kamisha because Kamisha Reviews is actually how we actually met.
Yes,
We
that's true.
we're both part of the Kamisha Reviews panel for Ready to Love. Shout out
Absolutely.
if y'all don't watch that, make sure y'all do. That is every Saturday morning.
Mhm.
Okay, check out Kamisha Reviews, and that is how me and Miss Really VTV met, and I have loved her ever since, and she is such a joy. And my sister, who it speaks volumes when my sisters say that she likes you. Okay,
Yes, tell sis I said what's up.
my sister is very particular. She do not like everybody.
I know that's right. She's supposed to be. You're supposed to be. You can't like
For real,
everybody.
for real. So that is very much kudos. So like I said, this show is just really about me wanting to connect with other bloggers, specifically Black bloggers. And we don't get a lot of traction out here, and I feel like we should just connect more, and this is my way of doing that. And who other to connect with Miss Really B TV. So Miss Really B,
Yes.
when did you first start your journey of being a blogger content creator?
I think last month, I think was my 5-year anniversary.
Wow.
YouTube will let you know. So I think it was 5 years last month. I know it was pre-pandemic.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about right. So what's this, 2024? So I guess 2018, 2019, around that time.
Okay. Now, when you first started off, what made you want to start being a creator anyway?
Good question. Okay, so I used to do a radio show, and the way I started doing a radio show was really crazy too. But I was doing a radio show, it was myself and it was two guys. I was the only lady. I was the Angela Yee of the situation, I guess. We had our Hotep, Dr. Umar, type, and then we had the moderator. His name was Earl, but he went by the radio name Spikefish. It was Spikefish Radio. It was his show, and it was an hour-long show on like a local radio station here in DC, like one of them so local that if you drive out of the like range, if you drove more than 50 miles, you probably couldn't get the channel no more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
It's one of those stations.
Mhm.
And we would just do like hot topics, news, politics kind of thing. And Earl was actually the one that was like, you should do a podcast. And I kind of resisted it. And then I started doing a podcast, which is where my original name is Really Bitch, is where that comes from.
I was gonna get to that because I did some digging.
That was the original name, was Really Bitch. And that was the name of the podcast. And it was me and some of my girlfriends that I recruited. We would just sit in my living room and we would record and I would upload it, and that was just pretty much it. We would just kind of talk about whatever, right? And then somebody said I should do YouTube, and I was like, I'm not doing YouTube. And somebody was like, you really should go to YouTube, and I was like, I'm not going to YouTube. And that's one day I just said, let me see what this YouTube thing is giving. And I just started doing videos.
And that was it.
Actually, I found Funky Dineva. The friend that told me I should do YouTube was like, you need to look at, they were like a big Funky Dineva fan. I I hadn't heard of Funky Donnie because I didn't used to watch. I watched the Housewives and that was it. Like I didn't watch all the different I didn't watch all that stuff. So like when he did the Love and Hip Hop, remember that he did the Love and Hip Hop reunion where he asked a question or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was like, who is that? Like I didn't know who he was.
Same.
My was like, that's Funky Donnie. You don't know who Funky Donnie is? I was like, no. And I started watching Funky Donnie. And then you know how on YouTube it'll start requesting people. So I started watching, I fell further and further into the rabbit hole. And I was like, well, you know, I kind of want to tell people how I feel about stuff.
Right.
And that's what made me, so yeah, that's what it was.
Wow.
Thank you, Tamisha. Thank you.
Shout out to the tribe in the chat. Y'all is coming in.
Yes, the tribe.
Shout out. How did you come up with the tribe to call your followers?
Now that I do not know. I honestly think one day I just started saying tribe. I honestly do. I don't really think I put a lot of deep, like, what should I call my people? I think one day I was just like, hey, tribe, what's up, tribe? And it just sort of stuck. Honestly, I really don't. I honestly cannot tell you. I honestly don't know. But I know that I just started calling my people the tribe because I knew I had to come up with a name because everybody had a name for their people. You know what I mean? And I think I just started saying, because all my videos start with, what's up, tribe? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I hope you like this video. And I don't know when it started being tribe.
It just
I could not tell you.
And I think that's what makes it even more special because it just came naturally together. You didn't stop and think about it and say, this is what I'm going to call y'all. This is what it became. So it seems more like a family type of thing.
Yeah, you know, I wanted it to be family. And I didn't know other, like I knew the Funky Bunch and, that kind of stuff. But I wanted to come up with something. And again, I don't know. It was very organic.
That's what's up. So how would you say if you are your personality, your social media personality to how you are to who we really get outside of social media?
So what y'all don't get, like, this is me. Like, this is who I am. What people don't get is the bad mood, mean me. That's it. Like I'm talkative, right? I talk a lot on my channel. I am all over the place. Got a little ADHD there. I'm all over the place on my channel. I like to talk about different topics. I do that on my channel. So that is me. That is really me. Y'all just don't get the bad mood, don't want to be bothered. Like, because if I just don't go live, but I'm in a mood. And there have been times when I've found myself irritated and I'm like, okay, I need to end this live, but I just don't go live. I just don't. So that's what you guys don't get. Other than that, what you see is what you get.
I appreciate that because, we want to get the really be we come to see. And sometimes, when we get anything else, it's like, and that can bring a negative taste in people's mouth. Right. And there's no need.
What would probably surprise people though is if they meet me in person. I think what would probably surprise people is that I'm an introverted extrovert. So if I'm in a, you know what I mean? Like, so like if I'm comfortable, hey. But if I'm uncomfortable, if I'm by myself, people might expect me to be this, but that's not who I am. Like, right. Now, if you see me out with my people, with my girls, or hanging out with my folks, yeah, because I'm comfortable and I know them. You know how some people can walk in a room and it could be a room full of strangers and they're like, hey,
yeah.
That might surprise people if they see me out and they're like, she real quiet. I am. Once I get comfortable though. Once I get comfortable. But if I'm not comfortable, I can't, I can't.
You just can't. I get that. So let's go rewind back to really TV. Okay. Because I was just going through your channel, looking at everything you've done and all of this stuff. And then I came to that. I'm like, wait, am I not in her page no more? What's this? I ain't never heard about this new to me. And so I didn't get a chance to click on anything, but I'm like, okay, I got something to ask her about. So what was it? Just a regular podcast? You just talked about all types of things? Was it just you or other people? Like, what type was it?
So it originally was, okay, so the name, which my friend Mink, and people who've been on my channel for a while, y'all know Mink. We used and it's been a while since we really got it. The pandemic really threw stuff off. But one day when I decided I was gonna do the podcast, I was like, you guys, I need to come up with a name. And it was like me and a group of my friends. We were like, I remember we were at, whose house were we at? I think we might have been at Mink's house. I'm not sure for certain, but we were at somebody's house, and I was like, y'all, I gotta come up with a name for this podcast if I'm gonna do this podcast. And Mink said it. Mink was like, really, bitch? And I thought she was saying, like, really, bitch? Like, you want us to come up with the name? So we were laughing. I was like, yeah, I need a name. She was like, no, that's the name. I was like, what's the name? She was like, really, bitch? I said, I can't name my podcast that. And, but the more, the more we thought about it, I was like, huh, I like it. Like, I was like, I like it. And if you go back and listen to the old, you would have to go way back. But if you go back and listen to the old, and what it was myself, my friend Mink, my friend, we all gave each other names, so nicknames. So one was Clef Note. That's my friend who can sing. So we named her Clef, and she sings all the time. You can hear her singing on the podcast. Her name, so we named her Clef Note. It was Mink, Clef Note. Oh, I can't remember the other names. But it was like my 4 girlfriends. So the other one, oh shoot, I don't remember the other names we came up with. That was so long ago. But all of us had nicknames. So I was my nickname in real life is Classic. So my name on the podcast was Classic.
Okay.
And Mink, Clef Note, and then it was 2 more. And literally we would be right here in this living room. Literally with my phone, like in the middle of us, and we would be sitting on the couch, laying on the floor, talking. And I would say, all right, y'all, this is what we're gonna talk about this week. We're gonna talk about this, and this. They'd be like, all right. And we would just talk, and we would probably be drinking having some cocktails and just going through, and just going through the going throughs. Like that's literally what it was. And probably our most controversial. This how long ago it was. I'm gonna tell you how long ago it was. Probably our 2 most controversial ones. One is called Comb That Baby's Hair.
I'm done.
Now ask me what it's about.
What is it about, really, B? What is it about?
Blue Ivy.
I wasn't ready.
We were talking about, remember when Blue Ivy was a baby?
Oh, yes.
We were talking about natural hair versus, like, we were talking about hair. And we were talking about the controversy and the pushback that Beyonce was getting about Blue Ivy's hair. This is when she was a baby. Right. And that's what the conversation, because it's just like now you have to come up with titles that's gonna make people be like, what? Yes. Beehive, don't come for me. Okay, it was clickbait. Okay, it was clickbait. Clickbait on baby hair. But the conversation was deeper. The conversation was about natural hair and beauty standards, and it got deeper. And now, of course, y'all know I had my opinion, but it got deeper. But so that was one, and then probably my funnest one was I had a friend of mine. She's an older lady. She's a colleague of mine. We used to work together, and I was like, she had told me the story about when she left her husband. And I was like, you've got to tell that story on my podcast. Like, I have got to get you on my podcast. And me and her used to have like the best conversations at work. Like, I've always been the kind of person that likes to talk to older people because their knowledge, like if y'all just need to sit down and listen to older people. And our generation, I think, respects older people, but the younger generation, like, they have so much knowledge within them. And I remember she told me the story about how she left her husband, and I was like, "You gotta tell my people this story." And I write well. I consider myself to be an unpublished author. One day I'm
Same,
gonna finish.
same,
One day I'm gonna
same.
finish my book. One day I'm gonna finish my book. But I said that story is going to be in my book. So I'm gonna tell y'all the story. But when y'all read it in my book, okay? But so she's her and her husband, they were living up in Connecticut. And she's a black woman, but at that time she was making good money. Her husband was, I think her husband was a doctor or something. So they were both making good money. They had like one of those older houses up in Connecticut, like one of those old neighborhoods, right? And what happened was she said, look, our marriage was kind of in that phase of don't ask, don't tell. Like you doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. But we got this baby here because her daughter was young at the time. She said, we got this baby here. Just don't embarrass me. I won't embarrass you. And it's going to be what it's going to be. She said she had her little thing down in New York. And she said she would go down to New York on the weekends and see her thing. And she said, and I knew he had his little thing. But what did it?
Agreement.
Right. They had sort of like that unwritten agreement kind of thing.
Okay.
So she said, but what happened was they went to their favorite restaurant. They went out to eat one night. They went to their favorite restaurant, and the maitre d' slipped up and called her the other woman's name. So her thing was, so that means you've been bringing your thing to where we go, where the people know us. Where the people know us. You've been bringing your thing to our favorite restaurant. So she said, okay, I'm done. Like, that's it. Like, I was already letting you have your little piece.
Yeah.
You couldn't even respect it. She said, okay, cool. So she said she waited for him. She said he had to go out of town for some situation. She didn't remember. But she said she waited for him to go out of town. She said she took her daughter. Her daughter was like 2 at the time. She said she brought her daughter back down here to DC. She flew back to Connecticut. Packed up the entire house. Packed up the entire house. Had the moving trucks bring everything back to DC. She said they had expensive artwork. They had all kinds of stuff. But she packed up, but she put all of his stuff in a closet. Now, I don't know if you guys ever had an old house. Our house growing up was older and it had those old doors with the skeleton keys.
Oh, old school.
Old school, right. So she locked his stuff in the closet and she locked the door with the skeleton keys. And she said as she was pulling off, she threw the skeleton keys in the yard. By the time he got back home that weekend, he got home to an empty house and me and the baby were back in DC.
Oh my goodness.
She said all his stuff was in a closet. And she said, I told him I left the keys there.
Oh my goodness.
So I named that episode The Power of the Pussy.
Oh, I have to go watch. I have to get that whole entire story. I'm gonna have to go to that. Oh my goodness. Would you ever start do you still do it every once in a while, or would you ever start it back?
Part of the reason why I sort of started doing YouTube is because it got to be really hard to get all of us together. Like everybody, at that time, like I said, back then, they still had young kids. Saturdays, we would do it on like Saturday or Sunday. And, it just got hard to get enough of us together. And we weren't making any money doing it. So there wasn't really an incentive like financially with it. So would I consider it? Yeah, absolutely. Like it was fun. I would definitely would. But it's just been really, hell, it's hard for us to get together for lunch now.
And everybody love to eat. Come on.
Right. Because back then we used to really see each other on a regular basis. But, life got to be life. And then we hit, then the world shut down. And then it's been so disjointed for my friend group ever since then. I can't speak for other people, but my friend group, we talk regularly, but as far as us seeing each other and hanging out, it hasn't been the same.
Yeah, a lot of things just hasn't been the same since.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got to how long have you been just on? So you just been on YouTube for just 5 years?
Well, no, I upload the tribe meetings. I still upload them on Apple. I just don't really push it because I'm like, I don't know. I don't really push it, but I still upload the episode. You can still go on Apple and listen to the tribe meetings. I don't upload everything. But I still do the tribe meetings. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So what do you love to do the most on YouTube when you come on? What do you like to talk about the most? Is it the hot topics, or do you have a certain show or certain thing you just love to do the most when you come on?
Hmm. I don't know if I have anything I like to do the most. Like I love to do the hot topics, but when it's a show that I'm really into, I like talking about the show.
Okay. So we like a lot of the same shows, a lot of the same shows. And it's so funny. So one of the shows that I don't get to talk about a lot, only with my sister that I know that watches, is Drag Race. And I love me some Drag Race. Baby, I love me some Drag Race. And I cannot wait to watch tonight. So out of who is left, who do you want to see in the top 3?
Ooh. See, out of who's left, outside of Crystal, I don't care.
You don't care?
So
Who?
here's the thing. I Plain Jane is talented, but I just don't like her.
True. Same.
She's definitely talented.
Yes.
Q, no. I think Q is a fierce designer, but outside of that, I haven't been very impressed. Can't dance. Personality is Dawn is messy as hell. Dawn is the real villain that nobody seems to want to acknowledge as the real villain. Who else is left?
You know what? I never thought about that, but damn, you got a good point.
Dawn is the villain. Dawn is the villain. Who else is left? Q, Dawn, Crystal, what's her name? The one from Florida, the one with the booty. The BBL. Morphine.
Morphine, yeah, with the booty. And then you have Nymphia banana. I call them bananas.
I could put Nymphia as, out of the people that's left, I could say Nymphia is my number 2.
Okay.
Out of the people that's left.
What about Sapphira?
That's what I'm saying. Crystal. Isn't that her name? Sapphire Crystal?
Yeah. Oh, yep, you did. Okay.
Sapphire Crystal. Yeah. Her. She's my number 1. Out of the people that's left, she's my number 1. You know, I root for all people black. So
who do you think should have stayed that's not there?
Before Jate.
Okay, you're fair enough.
Before Jate.
Yes, I feel that was. Do you like that they brung back the fact that they get to evict another or had a say in it? Do you think that serves a purpose?
I think because nobody went home in week 1 and week 2, I wasn't mad about it. If their opinions had really sent somebody home, I'm not sure how I would have felt. But the fact that it was just a mind game and nobody really went home and they had a lip sync for a tip, just like in All Stars, I wasn't mad about that. I thought it was a cute little twist. Now, had they continued to do it, I don't know how I would have felt about it. If it really would have impacted people going home, I don't know how I would have really felt about it. I think the elixir was stupid because of the way it played out. I think the idea of an immunity was cool. And then be honest with you, and somebody on the panel, the panel that I do, the drag race panel that I do, somebody said, had they given the 2 people that came in the bottom the elixir, I was like, now that would have been a gag.
Yes.
So if, who was it? Megami was in the bottom, and I forget, whoever the 2 that were in the bottom, if they had gotten the immunity potion, now that I think might have put a monkey wrench in the game somewhere down the line.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So
I like that. I
hey,
like that.
Ma.
Hey, mine. Hey, boo. Hey. So the Housewives. Let's go into Bravo's world for a minute. The Housewives. Now, out of all the Housewife franchise, do you watch all of them?
All of them except for the old New York and OC. I tried to do the OC. I just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I never tried to do the old New York. Well, that's a lie. I'm telling a fib. My niece did try to get me to watch the old New York, but I never did.
I love the old New York. Sonia Morgan gave.
Everybody tells me I should go back and watch it. Everybody tells
Sonia
me.
Morgan gave, honey. I mean, yes, you should give it your own thought because it is something different. I assure you, especially to contrast from where New York is going now.
Excuse me.
Like it is. New York is a gem. Old school New York is gem. I could rewatch old New York. I really could. I could rewatch old New York and not have a problem.
Really?
So I would,
Okay.
yes, I would definitely give it a shot.
Lord, my talking about something I would love to have really be on my platform because we're opposite.
My opposite from a lot of people. Anyways. So what out of all the franchises, which one are your top two tier? Do you think are the best that you think do good as storyline wise, cast wise?
Whew. Beverly Hills. Mm. Because I would have to say the tie for me after Beverly Hills would have to be Atlanta, New Jersey.
Atlanta, New Jersey. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fair. I was not. Oh, well, speaking of that, we've got a lot. I thought you would have said Potomac. I don't know why, but I guess since so much has happened.
My problem with Potomac. My problem with Potomac is production. My problem with Potomac is Giselle and Robin.
That is so accurate. That is so accurate. I am with you on that. So this news of Karen Huger, she just had her DUI. And what are your thoughts on the Grand Dame and her DUI? Because, honey.
Well, everybody knows I love the Grand Dame. Everybody knows that I love the Grand Dame. But let's not forget that this isn't Karen's first DUI. Sharif told us back in season 1 or 2, I don't remember exactly which one, that Karen has had a previous DUI and had to go to like a whole program. Remember when they first talked about Blue Eyes and Karen said that was her driver because she wasn't driving after her DUI. So this isn't Karen's first rodeo.
Okay.
We know it's going to be a major part of the story next season. Karen's not going to be able to dodge it. I mean, she's going to lie because she, Karen I love the Grand Dame, but child, she know how to tell a lie. But
yes, you do.
She's going to have to deal with a lot because it keeps getting worse. I read where she refused the breathalyzer, and then I literally just saw right before I went live, I saw where they said that she smelled like alcohol. So like, it ain't looking good. It sounds like it's getting worse and worse, the situation. Yes. So she's going to definitely privately and publicly have to deal with it. But I hate to say it, but we know what a major storyline is going to be next year.
Yeah, the girls are going to have a good time bringing this up.
They're going to probably start
Giselle and Robin.
Yeah, because they're going to probably start filming soon. Last year they started filming this time because they were down by the cherry blossoms, and the cherry blossoms are out now in DC. Yes. So they're probably going to start filming. I would say probably within the month. Beverly Hills starts this month. New York starts this month. And Potomac is going to probably start maybe late this month, early next month. So it's definitely gonna be a conversation.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be one to
As a
be
matter of fact, I
had.
predict. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for my
I'm ready.
prediction?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
And I want everybody to come back next season and remember what I said. Tracy, clip it. My showrunner slash mod Tracy. She be
Shout
clipping
out
stuff.
to Tracy in the
Right.
chat.
I clip it, Tracy, because I'm telling you now. My prediction is next season, the opening, the first episode, the first 5 minutes of the first episode is going to be everybody doing that fake, doing that fake. Oh no. Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
And then everybody getting on FaceTime. Did y'all see what happened with Karen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, y'all. We need to check on her. That is going to be the first 5 minutes of
You
season
is
9
so
of the Real
accurate with
Housewives
that.
of Potomac.
You is so accurate with that. Oh my goodness. Yes, I see it. You is so right. Yep. Oh my goodness. That's exactly because ain't nothing else gonna happen that by then. And you know they gotta come with the shock value.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
that's the first. Listen, that's the first. That's it.
You nailed it. You nailed it. You sure did. You absolutely did.
And Karen ain't gonna talk about it because she's gonna say, "Well, it's it's a current case. I can't really discuss it."
There go wiggle it. See what
yeah.
she because what she can't get out of is the fact that when she ain't in the scene, they gonna be talking about it on their own. So it's gonna get talked about regardless. She may not be able to bring no extra to it, but it will be talked about.
Oh yeah.
And the more she dodge it, the more they gonna come with it.
Yeah, definitely gonna get talked about. Absolutely.
So how do you feel about the Love and Marriage franchise going on? So we have the news that Winter is leaving. How do you feel about that in the whole situation that's going on between the Tylers, her, and / Carmen and that whole leaked situation? Do you have any thoughts on that?
So you mean Love and Marriage DC specifically?
Love and Marriage DC.
So here's how I feel about that. I've said this on my platform. I've said this directly to people on the show. If Carlos brings the show back, which it's a big question mark to me whether the show comes back.
Really?
If Carlos brings the show back, everybody should be fired except for the Tylers. And they should rebuild the show around the Tylers. Here's why. In reality TV, you have to have a certain temperament that the Tylers have. Whether you like the Tylers or not, they know how to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to play the reality TV game.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley doesn't, Joy doesn't, and Winter doesn't want to be here anymore.
Correct. That's facts. I feel that. So why do you think you think it's a strong question if it would come back? Is that what you feel?
They haven't filmed in a year.
True, considering the fact that what we're seeing is over a year exactly.
Ashley said they stopped filming last March. They filmed the reunion in August. So it has been a year since they have filmed anything. The reunion was filmed in March, and they still don't even have a date. As of right now, they don't even have a date of when they're supposed to start filming back filming. Now, I do know that Carlos is coming to DC for his tour. Yes. And he is going to have the ladies of Love and Marriage DC on the panel with him. So maybe he'll make an announcement then while he's here. I do feel like while he's here, I hope he added a few days in DC so he could sit down with his cast, because I don't know how they move forward. They don't like, at this point, they don't like each other. No. Like in real life.
You're right.
So I don't know how they move forward. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Carlos has to scrap it and start over, I think you build around Urena and Jamie, just like you built around Monique and Chris. You build around Urena and Jamie. Get them to bring in some of their real people they've really been friends with, and some associates that But no disrespect to the Petties, but they don't need to come back either.
Oof! Wow. You don't think that they did any justice coming on? Were you a fan of them last year, or was it just what this season is doing?
Joy and Ashley have the same temperament. They are both stubborn. The difference between Ashley and Joy, the reason why I think Ashley gets so much more flack than Joy is that Joy walks away, Ashley gets in your face. But their temperament is the same.
Mm-hmm.
They're stubborn, and once they've made up their mind, that's it. And they don't want to bend, they don't want to give.
That's fair. I mean, yeah. If you can't film with each other, you have nothing to film. And
Right.
And you're right. The Tylers do know how to do this reality TV. You know,
They
they
know how to have the conflict.
navigate.
Yeah, they know how to have the conflict. They know how to get into the argument, and they know how to move forward. And that's what reality TV is, even if they just faking it. Even if you just faking it, because at the end of the day, that's what reality TV is. But it's also an ensemble cast. So if half of the ensemble can't work together, can't film together, it's not enjoyable to watch.
Right. True. Now, do you still enjoy Huntsville to its degree of all that it's been through? Because you don't watch Huntsville at all. When did you watch it? When did you stop?
The season before last.
Wow, really? Mm-hmm. Now, what made you give that up?
I stopped watching it. Well, I stopped reviewing it first.
Okay.
And then I stopped watching it. I stopped reviewing it. Like I said, I want to say, because their seasons run together so much, I don't even remember what season it was, but I want to say the last thing I remember talking about with Huntsville, I don't even remember.
That long ago.
I remember when they were first talking about doing the expo, but I wasn't reviewing it when they actually did it. When Marcel walked up on and was like, "You owe $100." Like, I didn't watch. I wasn't watching any of those episodes.
Okay.
I stopped watching it after the Maurice thing. That was like the last straw for me.
Understandable. Yeah, that was a lot. People still talk about that. I mean, he got nicknames from that. So yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. And now I'm looking at it, and it's just so toxic. It stopped being fun to talk about. It stopped being fun to review. And it was the fan base for me more so than the show. I mean, the show is going to be the show, but when it gets to the point where you can't say anything negative about certain people without being attacked, yeah, that's not fun for me anymore as a reviewer. You know, I would be talking, and I mean, if I said I didn't like Melody's hairdo, I mean, I got attacked, and I'm like, are you like really? Like the mellow meters, and I'm not talking about the people who just like Melody. There's a difference. But like the mellow meters really just they make the show not fun. And I get it. Martell is an asshole. He absolutely is. But Melody is not a saint.
True.
And it's like if you say anything that is not favorable to Melody, it's like you just hate and I don't have the energy for that.
I feel you. And especially with the whole thing of Carlos having certain bloggers' videos being tagged and flagged because of whatever reason. One of my videos was actually flagged, and I'm a neutral blogger. I ain't saying nothing wrong. Yes.
From Carlos?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
So I'm strongly considering even reviewing it when it comes back.
I did not know that.
Love and Marriage Huntsville is like what I call my bottom bitch, because that's the first show I started blogging about. And I stayed true to it.
Yeah, so
I don't even know. So yeah.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah.
I saw where Carlos said that he only tagged the people who put up the content from the tour, from the live.
I ain't touched the tour.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So Carlos lied. Ooh, Carlos.
I ain't touched the tour. So I'm like, really? So yeah, that's crazy. And then Maurice is on the strike too with that. You know, he's got situations where he's got two content creators that he's trying to sue right now. So it's a whole entire mess. So yep, I'm strongly thinking about it also. But let's get off of
that. I know Scotty and T are thinking about not doing it, and most bloggers have stopped. Like a lot of bloggers have stopped doing Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I strongly think I'm about to just do my thing, because now that I've started doing TikTok, I think I'll just do my little minute review on TikTok and just put it up on there, because I ain't got time for this. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a lot.
You
It is a
know,
lot.
it is. And that's why I do this, because I want Black crocheters to be able to stick together, because this is crazy that we can't voice our opinion,
Yeah, that's
just for the sake of
crazy.
having fun. Entertainment value. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest. I got a ticket for Carlos's show, but I'm really considering not going. Number one, it's on Mother's Day, and I knew it was on Mother's Day when I bought the ticket, but I was like, because at first the time looked like it was later on in the day, and I was like, well, I could still do this and spend the day with my mom. But then when I actually bought the ticket and I saw the time on the ticket, it's like early afternoon, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then with it being the women from Love and Marriage DC, and I'm like, they don't even like each other.
Right.
Because here's the thing. I don't know.
Well, let us know if you do go, because I saw that you had posted about it. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun.
I mean, I have the ticket, and I mean, I ain't rich. I don't have money to throw away. So if I can't get a refund or I can't sell it, then I'll be there. But I'm really strongly thinking about not going. So.
Right. So here we are at the end of March in the year of 2024. And 2024 has been chaotic, the year of reveal and secrets and all about. So this year so far, what has shocked you the most in news?
Diddy.
Whew. Girl. What
and
are y'all
thoughts on 2024, was it? That was actually 2023.
True.
Well, I just reviewed that Nickelodeon special. That was very eye-opening.
I heard about that. That's something I want to watch too. Do you plan on, have you watched the Freaknik special?
I haven't watched it. I'm gonna probably watch it this weekend.
Okay.
I gotta look, I gotta make sure I don't see myself like
don't want to pop up like Dr. Simone.
You know with Dr. Simone and Cecil.
Yeah. I said, no wonder everybody was a little like, maybe we shouldn't show that. But now all the secrets about to come out.
Well, I haven't watched it yet, but what I can appreciate is they're going to talk about how it started and what the original intent of Freaknik was, and then what unfortunately it evolved into, which is sad because it really started off as something really good.
Yes,
and it evolved into,
it did.
Not Thomas Dexter. The TD Jakes thing, I guess because it hasn't really gone anywhere. Like it started off with an anonymous post on a YouTuber did a report, but what have we really seen? Like with Diddy, we have lawsuits, and that doesn't mean a lawsuit is facts, but we read some very specific details in lawsuits that are connected to some things that we can say, well, that did happen. Well, that party did happen. Well, that incident did happen. But with the TD Jakes thing, I mean, it was sensational. Don't get me wrong. It was sensational, and I made some videos, and but what did we really walk away from with the TD Jakes thing?
Right. I mean,
you get me somebody that comes forward and says, yes, TD Jakes did X, Y, and Z to me, and I was a minor, or we were involved in a consensual situation. Like you give me something. But as of right now, I mean, we don't really have that. So
well, I feel a lot more is going toward Core Jakes right now from what she is dealing with in her situation.
The allegations against Core Jakes. Yeah, you're right.
That's a lot right there. So maybe he do need to take a backseat. One scandal in the family at a time. We ain't got time for two.
You can only do one at a time, child. One at a time.
Ain't no room for that.
What else has happened? I mean, 2024 has definitely been, but I think towards the end of 2023 is when all the stuff, because even the TD Jakes stuff was last year. The Larry Reid stuff was, but I mean, if you follow Larry Reid, that was definitely a moment. Um, yeah.
Do you think Cat Williams really opened the bag for all of this? Because Cat Williams was our shocker. Because Cat Williams came out guns blazing the first week of 2024, and I think it never stopped since then. So, how do you feel about Black comedians coming out talking about each other? Because now it's being said, well, white comedians don't do this to each other. They don't speak out about each other. So, do you think that what Cat Williams did was cool? Do you have any problem with what he did?
um.
Oh, wow.
Because I have a different opinion about the Cat Williams thing, and
I would love to hear it. Exactly. That's the point.
but here's the thing. I like Cat Williams, and I think Cat Williams is funny as hell. I remember Cat Williams from Pimp Chronicles, and I remember him being on Comic View. Like, I think I have been in stitches, literally laid out on the floor laughing at Cat Williams. Like, I think he is freaking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
However, I also think that Cat Williams has a chip on his shoulder, and he always sees the glass half empty and not the glass half full.
Okay.
And so the interview with Shannon Sharpe was entertaining, and it was great, and I learned a lot, and I got some insight. However, my frustration with the interview with Cat Williams was everybody just assumed that everything he said was true. The assumption was everything he said was just truth, and it was solid, and it was a fact, and everybody moved accordingly. And I don't feel that way.
And that's fair. That's fair. I mean, you was not the only one, and that's safe to say, because that is some wild stuff. Yeah. Especially when you don't have accurate receipts. He didn't come with any receipts. He said what he said, and they took that as his receipt.
Do I think that every version of the story is his version of the story? Yes. And my perception is my reality. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he came in there like, I'm gonna tell a bunch of lies. Like, I don't think, like, even the story with the Ricky Smiley thing and the Friday story, like, you heard his version of the story, you heard Ricky Smiley's version of the story, and for me, I can see how the truth is somewhere in the middle of that story. I don't think Ricky Smiley meant any disrespect when he told his version of how things went. And right. I can understand what Cat Williams said. And when Ice Cube came down and cleared it up, and basically Ice Cube, who was the producer and writer, told the story and said, Cat, that ain't what happened. Ricky, that's not quite what happened either. And he sort of cleared it up. You still have people saying, see, Cat was telling the truth. I'm like, did y'all hear what he said?
Selective hearing.
Right.
Selective bias hearing.
You heard what you wanted to hear because you wanted to believe Cat Williams' version of the story, which is fine. That's fair. If you just want to say, I believe Cat, no problem. Because whenever somebody tells you a story, you got a choice whether you're going to believe this version or that version. That's great, But I just feel like everybody just assumed like even the did you look at Lil Rel's interview with Shannon Sharpe, I think last week? I loved his interview because he said, listen, how do we get past it? Like, you still mad at Said the Entertainer over a joke that you say you stole, which really ain't even the same joke, but y'all both tell it and y'all both funny. When and how do we just get past it? And I do think, my opinion, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this, but my opinion is I really think that there's a part of Cat Williams that is jealous. That he did not get that crossover success that some of these other people did. Now, to hear him tell the story, well, I wasn't going to sell myself out, and I wasn't going to do this, and I wasn't going to do that, and I'm okay in the lane that I'm in, but I don't think he is. That's my opinion. Because he's
that's my opinion. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Who was it? Where was it? Oh, City Sex say your favorite bishop was found guilty in 2024. And I'm glad you said that because, like I had said, I was almost late getting ready for you because I was on your live when you was talking about Bishop Whitehead, and I am not privy to none of this. Now, girl, please tell me a little bit about this before I let you go. Because what is all of this about? I don't follow this man on Instagram now, so I can try to figure it all out.
And I do want to tell you one more story before we get off of here about
I got time.
Going back to my YouTube origins. I thought you were going to ask me this, but you didn't, so I want to say it anyway. Okay. It kind of goes back to what Kamisha was saying when I first came on. But okay, so Limor, as we like to call him on my channel, Liemor, Whitehead. Do you remember the bishop that got robbed on streaming? While
yes.
It was, so that's him.
Oh, okay.
But what happened was we've been listen, the tribe has been following this story for a year and a half, okay? And what we found out is that this man, well, he's twice been convicted of fraud, identity theft, right? So he got convicted last month, but he was indicted in December of 2022. So he was robbed. His church was robbed in July of 2022. So we have been following it since then. He's gotten into beefs with Larry Reed. He's gotten into beefs with D.L. Hughley, Mark Lamont Hill, Tasha K. Like, these are all the people he's been beefing with. And he's sued all of these people. And this dude is, textbook narcissist, you know?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I got that from like the first 3 minutes of hearing. I'm like, who is this man?
Yeah, so I did. So you heard that I went up to his trial. I was like, I got it. I wish I could have went up there for more days, but I just went for one day. I was like, I have to go at least one day. One day.
Oh, now where was his trial at?
New York.
It was in New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that video you was playing with him in the blue and the white hat where it looked like he needed to cover his lion eyes with almost. That
was from earlier this week. So here's the thing about him. The one thing about him is he's his own worst enemy. He can't stop talking. And so now that he's been convicted, now he's going to come live. On average, about once a week, maybe twice a week, depending on how he's feeling, to try to convince us that everybody else is wrong, that the world is against him. It's everybody else's fault. You heard the video tonight. It was the jury's fault. It was the blogger's fault. It was the old lady on the corner selling bagels. She was selling bagels on Tuesday, but normally she sells toast. Why you think that is? You know what I mean?
Girl,
he got an excuse for everything. You hear what I'm saying?
He did. He came locked and loaded with him. Okay, Hoppo, who is this woman here? Like, who is this man?
Now, we got a whole playlist over on the tribe. If you ever want to just good laugh, just go to the playlist. You pull up one of them Bishop Lamar Whitehead videos, and baby, it's a good time. It's a good time. Okay. Don't start that lies, Tracy. Don't you start that rumor.
You yelling at the jury, really me? Really me?
Shy, he got me blocked. I can't. He got me blocked. He got me blocked down on Instagram. So when he goes,
for real?
Yes, he has me blocked. I have to look. I have to go slide on my one of my other accounts, honey, to go see him.
Yeah, no. You don't hold this man down. He don't block.
He tried to drag me one time. He didn't know how powerful the tribe was, baby. They got in his comments. He got so mad he took it down. No, he tried to drag me one time.
Ooh, the power of the tribe. Shout out.
Look, even T, my boy, you know I love my babies over on YouTube. Even T did a video cussing him out. I said, now that's a good old dragon right there. T don't.
And that was another question that I want to ask. I'm glad you brought that up. So, out of your journey of doing this, who are some of the content creators you like best with that you would give your flowers to?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that because that actually brings me to what I wanted to say before I got off of here. So I'm gonna start. I've got to start with Spiller Boy TV. That is my mentor. That is my friend. That is my mother. Okay,
Mother.
James, aka Spiller Boy, but James Colwell. I was a subscriber and a fan, and he lives in Pittsburgh. And I was on my way to Pittsburgh. I'll tell the story really quickly. But myself and one of my really best friends from college, she lives in Indianapolis, but she's also a teacher. So a lot of times our breaks coordinate and we'll go somewhere together. We'll travel somewhere together. And that year our break coordinated, and we were like, well, where can we go? Where can we go? We didn't really have a lot of money. We was like, we can't, we didn't have money to go to like, Cancun or something. And I was like, well, what you want to do? And so I said, well, why don't we do like sort of like almost like a stay? Because me and her have traveled the world together. So for us to stay here was like, so I said, well, why don't we do like a staycation? What's between here and there? Like what's halfway between, because she lives in Indianapolis. I'm like, what's halfway between Indianapolis and we're in Maryland? And we settled on Pittsburgh. It's not exactly halfway. She drove longer than I did, but it was a give or take. And I was like, ooh, Spiller Boy lives in Pittsburgh. So I sent him an email and I was like, hey, I'm not a stalker. But I'm going to be in Pittsburgh and I would love to take you out to lunch. I'm a fan. I had just started my YouTube channel, because if I started my YouTube channel in February, this was spring break. So this was probably that April. So I had literally just started my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So he hit me back and he was like, sure, let me know when you get here, blah, 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 blah. So I got there and I was still in the back of my mind, like, he's not. Because, I mean, it's weird, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you would never know.
So I reached out to him while we were there. He sent me his phone number. And so we talked on the phone and we decided we were going to meet for lunch. So we met for lunch. We literally sat there for hours, like hours. And that was that Saturday. So that Sunday I was leaving, or Monday, how it was, Saturday or Sunday, whatever it was, I was leaving. And I asked him, I said, is it okay if I keep your number? Because I'm one of those people, I'm very sensitive about that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, is it okay if I keep your number? He was like, you better. And what happened was, I didn't want to bring up my YouTube channel because I didn't want him to think that I wanted anything from him other than just. So I didn't want him to think that. But what he ended up doing was he ended up shouting my YouTube channel out. He ended up sharing me out. And he really was probably responsible for my first, I think when he started shouting me out, I don't know if I even had 100 subscribers.
Wow.
But he was responsible for getting me a good chunk of my first 1,000 subscribers came from him. He shouted me out and all of that. And so he's definitely at the top. And we're still, I mean, he's still one of my really good friends. We talk all the time. We've seen each other multiple times. He is a fool. Okay. James is a good fool. Anyway, so it's definitely Bab said I found you through him, right? See? And they stayed. Like they didn't just respond and go away. They stayed, right?
Yeah.
So definitely James. So through James, I found some other content creators that are in another sector that I don't really hang out in,
Yeah.
They call it the beef sector,
I know nothing about that, really. I don't know nothing. I've heard it.
I mean, it's entertaining in a, train wreck kind of way. It's entertaining in a love and hip hop kind of way. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. See, look at Yana. She said, yep, Jane sent me to you. You only had 150-ish subscribers. Oh,
shout out to James.
And these are like people that are regular. They're here when I go live all the time.
And I meant to bring a pen because while you say these, because I asked this question, because I'm going to be asking this question to everyone, because I want to actually start making it a chain. I want you to tell me someone or, advise me someone to come on next after you, because I want to start a chain of connection also.
Okay. Well, definitely James. When I first started watching YouTube, so like, you mean people that I've built real relationships with, or people that I just watch?
Both.
Because
Both. But mostly people that both. But yeah,
I told you I'm all over the place. I watch so much stuff on YouTube. I watch everything from true crime to the church sector to, like I said, the beef sector to of course celebrity news and gossip. Like I watch so much. My That's probably why YouTube don't know how to put me in the algorithm, child, because my news feed is so crazy on YouTube. But so Abby Reviews and El Teddy 27 are probably, outside of James, are probably two of the closest friends I've made on YouTube.
Shout out to Abby.
Yep, Abby Reviews. They're my friends in real life.
Really?
Scotty by Nature, Terrence, Sakina, Busy Blue, Mim. See, it's so many. If I start, I don't want to mess around and forget somebody. Of course, we already mentioned Kamisha Reviews, Josiah's World TV. Oh gosh, see, I don't want to start naming people and then I forget people, but those are a lot of the people that I'm like linked with now, that I'm cool with and I'm linked with now. Coffee Talking Conversations, I think is what it's called. That's my true crime channel, my go-to true crime. The Soul Firm Entertainment, that's where I do my power. Those are my boys over there. They do all the power shows, and we do true crime over there too. See, I'm gonna forget somebody and then I'm gonna feel bad. I really
That's okay, cause that's okay. You sound good.
City, they're new content creators that I've been hanging out with. They're cool. They're DC, my homies. They're real cool. Pam, the law sector, Pam, the law intellect. Anything I want to do dealing with the law, that's definitely my go-to right there when I want to get the law breakdown on stuff. Thais Reports, St. James, Conscious TV. Like I could just keep going on and on and on. I watch so much shit. Because you know what it is? I listen to a lot when I'm in the car. And when I'm at work. I'm in between me teaching my kids, you know.
Yes, Miss Teacher. That was one question I wanted to ask you too. Is there anything that you, what is one thing that you bring from your
girl, is that legal?
World over here?
Girl, is that legal? Huh?
What is one thing you bring from your teaching world over to here, or vice versa, that you cross lines between? Because I always see when we're on live, you raise your hand. When we on Kamisha Reviews, you raise your hand. So like that's that teacher in her right there. Thank you. Mwah, love you. Thank you so much.
I don't know. Maybe my passion for, like, so here's my thing. I don't claim to know everything, but what I know. And so I think there's a level of passion when it's something that I know. So that's what it. Yeah, well, that's my other podcast. The Teacher Project 2.0 is my education podcast that I do with El Teddy. Where we discuss, speaking of, teaching, where we discuss issues and as it relates to education.
And how long have you been a teacher?
Oh, girl. About 24 years.
Girl, really? Thank you for your service, because that is definitely needs to be said for teachers these days, I feel.
Let me say this. I've been in education for 24 years. I have not, I've done other jobs in education where I wasn't in the classroom. Tracy, there goes Tracy. Tracy says she's gonna drop down from time to time, but don't let her talk about you like she talk about me. You see her talking about TV was black and white. See her talking trash.
Tracy, you all right with me, girl? For real.
See how they do me?
Tribe is
Thank you to the tribe that's subscribing. I'm a toot confessions horn as
Thank
well.
you, y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all.
She does retro reviews just like me. So she's doing The Shield now. She did Sons of Anarchy. And y'all know I love, well, y'all don't know, but I love I love the Sons of Anarchy. I told you my Sons of Anarchy was one of the shows that got me through when I was sick, when I was in the hospital. That's when I found Sons of Anarchy, because I was watching so much stuff because I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. I was in the hospital. And that was one of the shows that I started, I started streaming. I started binging it. I went back to season 1. And I think the last I got caught up. And I think maybe the last 2 seasons I actually watched in real time. But that was it. Sons of Anarchy has a special connection for me because that was one of the shows that I watched while I was sick. So
absolutely.
Yeah. It was such a good show. Oh my gosh, it was such a good show.
And that's why we go back to The Shield.
Yeah, The Shield. The Shield was another show that because it was a lot of shows that I liked, but I never watched because I either didn't catch them from the beginning. Because back then, if you didn't put it in your DVR and all of that stuff, a lot of shows I found that I was like, I always wanted to watch this show. Let me go back to the beginning. Yep. So Bones was another show that I started watching while I was sick. Bones, I started watching that from the beginning. Castle, I started watching from the beginning. The Shield went back to the beginning. Don't tell the people I'm a problem. You are. Tracy's my problem child.
Oh, shoot. Oh, snap.
Oh, Yana, don't make me cry.
Oh, Yana. Oh my goodness. See, I don't need to be crying either because I'm a very sentimental type of person.
Don't make me cry. Oh, girl.
No, you don't make me take off my glasses.
Right. And I was doing the radio show when I got sick, but I wasn't doing YouTube when I got sick. Had I been doing YouTube when I got sick, y'all would have been there for all of it. I probably been going live from the hospital every day.
I know I did bring my thing. Last time I had a surgery, I brought my thing, but I didn't go live. But I probably would die. But wow. But see, you have so much love. Like your job really does love you. Like you really,
I love it too.
And that's why I have so much respect for you, because your people have so much respect for you. And that speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? That speaks volumes. And that's why when I come to your channel, it's always a good time. It's always a good time.
We have a good time. We do. We have a good time, And I don't really have a lot of issues over there. Like every once in a while I might get a troll or whatever, but it's usually love. It's usually 99.99999% of the time is love.
And that's what's up. And that's why I also respect you, because you're the type of blogger that doesn't have to do all that clickbait and talking crap about people and putting people down all the time in order to get your views or trying to be something, I don't respect that type. I mean, I respect all types, but that's not me. I couldn't do that.
I know what you mean. And here's the thing. You have to find your lane, and you have to be in your lane, and because you have to be comfortable. And because if you're not comfortable with what you're doing, or you're not comfortable in the content you're putting out, people know. That's why, when I first started doing YouTube, I was just reviewing everything because I was like, I need content. And every reality show that was on, I was reviewing it. And now I'm at a point now where if I don't want to review something, I don't, Now, if I'm making really good numbers off of it, it does make me think twice. I'm not going to lie. I ain't going to lie. But if I'm not really getting the numbers, I'm like, okay, I can walk away.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's what and Love and Marriage Huntsville, I was getting good numbers, but I was no longer enjoying it.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, you can tell when a content creator is going through the motions versus they really, really enjoy it.
I would never want to do something that I didn't enjoy. And that's one thing about this. It's something I enjoy doing it. I don't watch a show. I don't, do commentary on the show that I don't watch. And I won't just watch a show just to do commentary on it. I have to actually like to watch the show and talk about it all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
can't just do that. So that's where I lie with a lot of shows, because a lot of shows be popping out there. But if I don't watch it, I'm not about to review it just because it's popping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a lot of people like the Love Is Blind and stuff. Like I never really got into it. So,
Me neither.
and the other thing too, I had to realize is everything isn't for everybody.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I've had people, and as much as I love my tribe, I've had them, request things, and there's some stuff that I know off the bat I'm not going to enjoy this. Like this is not my thing.
Yeah.
But there are other things that I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I'll see what it is. I'll see what it's about, But you have to know because if not, again, you're just not going to give it your all. You're just not going to, it just doesn't work. So yeah. So you have to figure out your lane and what it is that you want to do. The one thing for whether people love or hate Tasha K, the one thing about Tasha K is she is comfortable with being Tasha K.
Oh yes, she is. Yes.
You know what I mean? She's comfortable in that role. She knows what it is. She understands the assignment. She knows what it is, and she is comfortable in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be mad about that.
You can't. That's absolutely
she
true.
is comfortable in her space. Like this is my lane. That was the same thing with Wendy Williams. I mean, unfortunately, she let it be known that she didn't have a lot of friends because that was a decision she made on how she chose to run her career. Like, this is what I do. And if you're in the news, I'm going to report on it, whether you're my friend or not. But she was comfortable in that space. Until
Do you think we could ever have another Wendy Williams?
No. I think, because here's the thing. I think people will continue to try to be Wendy Williams. I think people will continue to try to, but here's what was unique about Wendy Williams. What got Wendy Williams to where she was is because Wendy Williams could report things and take us places that we couldn't go ourselves. But with social media and TMZ and all of the different blogs, they can take us those places. So, for example, when a lot of people don't remember Wendy Williams when she was on the radio, I do.
Right.
So you would hear Wendy Williams say, little birdie told me, yada, 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 yada. Well, Wendy Williams was the only one that knew.
Yes.
Whereas now, you're not that person anymore. Like, even let's look at Wendy Williams and going back to the Diddy lawsuit. Remember when Cassie talked about Diddy putting her out on the side of the road? Wendy Williams told us that story. She didn't mention the names, but she told us that story.
Right.
So nowadays, because for as much as Wendy gets a bad rap for telling everything, she didn't tell everything. She told enough.
Yes, she did.
Like the Wendy Williams, Whitney Houston interview, that'll never happen again. So I don't think that's like, is there going to be another Barbara Walters? No, there'll never be another Barbara Walters. Will there be great women in media? Absolutely. Is Tasha K a version of Wendy Williams? Sure, she is.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, whether you love her or hate her, she has created her own lane.
Yes.
Now, did Wendy Williams write the blueprint for Tasha K? Yes.
That part. There you go. Do you think Sherri Shepherd jumping in her time slot was a good fit?
I think Sherri Shepherd did a really good job of making it her fit. So full disclosure, I didn't watch the Wendy Williams show and I don't watch the Sherri Shepherd show. But from what I understand, Sherri Shepherd took over for Wendy Williams, and then when it became her show, she didn't try to be Wendy Williams. I think had she tried to be Wendy Williams, had she gotten a big chair, had she, instead of doing tea, maybe she had coke. You know, I feel like if she tried to do Wendy Williams, it wouldn't have worked because it wouldn't have been authentic, and the people wouldn't have. They wouldn't have bought it. So she took over for Wendy, and when it was time for it to be the Sherry Shepherd show, she was Sherry Shepherd. You know, corny and goofy. You know, she did her opening monologue. She told her jokes. You know, she made her mommy jokes, talked about her mommy. You know what I mean? I think so. No, I don't. I think it was a good. I think it was a good opportunity for Sherry. I think it was a good. I think it was a good decision for her to do it though, and it's definitely worked out for her.
That's what's up. Tracy steady coming. She said, "Yes, really, we canceled a whole meet and greet we had almost fully planned."
Did you see what did you see the opposite word in that they had planned?
They. Tracy. She clapping back. She clapping back.
And didn't I tell you don't pay Tracy no attention? Didn't I tell you don't pay Tracy no attention? I did not plan no meet and greet. Tracy planned a meet and greet.
Tracy putting you up to stuff and getting you into things.
Yes. Okay.
Tracy, don't be getting her caught up now, girl.
I did not plan the meet and greet. Tracy planned the meet and greet.
So what happened to the meet and greet? Why didn't it go through? Why you can't?
I didn't plan it. It wasn't. They would told me where I was going. They told me when it was gonna happen.
Oh man!
But we are trying to put together a meet and greet. It just listen.
They said, to be fair, Tracy is the producer.
Tracy is the producer.
Y'all told us about the meet and greet. We just help you with your ADHD. Y'all came over here and dogged her.
Let me go into teacher mode for a second. I need to go into teacher mode for a second. You know how when you go on a field trip and you give that permission slip to that kid that you know gonna cut up before you leave the building, because little Johnny's mama signed that permission slip fast as hell. So you knew little Johnny was going on that field trip. You pulled little Johnny aside and you said to little Johnny, don't you cut up. Don't you embarrass me out here. That's Tracy. That is Tracy.
Oh, shoot.
Tracy, Yana, Bat,
a.k.a. Lil Johnny.
They Lil Johnny.
Tracy, I don't nicknamed you already. You is now Lil Johnny.
You're right, I didn't. You're right, I did not pull y'all aside. I just let y'all get on the school bus and we rolled on over here to Confession's house.
Everybody, Tracy is now Lil Johnny. All right? We got that settled. Kiss my cheek, Tracy in here. Just letting you know.
Hey, girl. Kiss my cheek,
girl. Kiss my cheek. She's another content creator, y'all. She's wonderful and funny and does all types of good stuff. And she might be up next up on here. So make sure y'all follow her too. But yes, is there any other thing you would love to say? Because really, I could talk to you forever, really.
Thank you for having me. I had a really good time. Like, this is the second day this week that somebody wanted me to come and talk to them. I'm feeling a little special, honey.
As you should. As you should. You is special. You is very special. You and this tribe. It's special.
God, the tribe that came over here cutting up, honey.
And I welcome it. I love it.
Y'all
that is
sure
what I need over here.
To Confessions. And let me tell you, make sure you're subscribed to Confessions Instagram, because Confessions is like TMZ on IG now. She be dropping that tea. I ain't lying. She be dropping the tea.
I be trying. That's where I started, where I grew up. So Instagram is where my hometown is what I call it. My hometown. Well, really, I would love to talk to you again on some things. Just come up here and
yes.
Or really real. Do you have anything special coming up, like some new interviews, some new other panels you got going? Like,
you just made me remember something. I got to send an email out. I was supposed to send it out yesterday and I forgot. I don't really. I don't know if I should say it. I don't really do a lot of interviews, but I did do an interview about 2 weeks ago with the Duncan, so y'all can go back and check that out from Love and Marriage DC. That was fun. I did a podcast earlier this week. What else is there to talk about? So y'all can check that out. Anything coming up? So next week is spring break, so there'll be a lot of content as far as I can speak next week. I know that next week I owe my tribe the Capote versus the Swans. I owe my tribe that, so we'll be definitely doing that next week. So if you watched it, join us over there.
I will join. I will join. Yes, I will.
Yes.
Oh, Capote.
Yes, so I owe them that. So we got to do that next week. We're going to do the Freaknik documentary next at some point between now and then. We'll probably do that before the weekend is over. Tomorrow night, the RuPaul Drag Race panel. I believe it's on my channel tomorrow night. So you can definitely join. Come through for that. Monday night, the Whether You Like It or Not panel is at my house for Potomac. Blood and Water. I'll be watching that this week. So the new season of Blood and Water will be coming out. Yeah, that's what I got coming up.
All right. Well, please let everyone, even though everybody in here is a tribe, but for everyone who rewatches, please let everyone know where they can find you.
So you can find me at Reallybtv on YouTube. I also have a second channel called Reallybtv Space Reviews. That is where all of my strictly review content is, my panels and all of that. Also, my education podcast is called The Teacher Project 2.0 with El Teddy. So if you just type in The Teacher Project 2.0 on YouTube or on Apple streaming, it's on Apple as well. You can find that there. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I sort of have a book club channel that's sort of kind of defunct right now. I'm gonna try to get my life together and be able to do that this summer. But right now, I just don't have the time. I can't. My plate is full.
Slide on it, honey. I hear you. If someone else asks, Ray Venus asks, are you doing chasing panel? What is that?
Oh, chasing reality. I gotta talk to Ebby and El Teddy. I'm sure we are. I just can't speak for them. I'll talk to them tomorrow about that. Okay, I'm sure we are. I forgot about Chasing Dallas is coming out. I think not next week, but the week after next, I think it starts back.
Oh, okay. Well, Really B, thank you so much for coming and chit-chatting and kikiing.
Thanks for the invite. I had a good time.
It's too fun. I didn't expect to be on this long, but when you is, we have fun. And I can really talk to you. So thank you for the invitation. I'm going to have to go back and look so I can see who else to pass. Okay, I do need you to do this. Who do I need to pass the baton to?
Any of those people that I named. I don't want to say any one name first, but I mean, obviously, James.
Give me 4.
James, Abby, El Teddy, Scotty.
Okay. James, Eddie, El Teddy, Scotty. Got it. So I'm going to be passing the baton to one of them. They will be getting the invitation soon. And so everyone who is not in the tribe, make sure y'all follow her and become part of the tribe and all of that good stuff. Thank you to Tribe for coming through. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. And I hope y'all come back and chill with your girl and all of that good stuff. And Abby, I definitely gonna be talking to her.
Wow.
I know Abby too from the panel. So
yeah, I know you know Abby well. So
so she's a no-brainer after this part. So thank y'all, everybody.
You could actually do a Get Ready With Me. You could turn it into a whole thing. Since makeup is her thing. I mean, I ain't trying to tell you what to do, Chad.
Because I be telling her she needs to teach me how to do eye makeup because I need to learn how to do these eyes, honey. I don't know nothing about makeup. Girl. And I know she do. So I'm going to have her on here and give a whole tutorial to a chick. Because she be getting that face together.
And she does. And don't bring me up because she be getting mad that I'm not doing my makeup. But life happens.
Life be lifing. It happens.
Life be lifing, honey. Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. Well, I'm gonna let you go get your life and enjoy the rest of your Friday. You got the vacation, so happy vacation time for
Oh,
you.
girl, I need it. I'm tired. I need to look. Alarm clock is off for the next week.
Woohoo! Yes, baby. Yes,
And
baby.
it's supposed to rain here all day. Well, it's supposed to like flood warning rain. Baby, I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, I like
I
that
have a
right.
meeting I'm supposed to go to in the morning. I think I'm gonna Zoom it because I can Zoom it. I'm gonna Zoom my meeting tomorrow morning. I don't know if I'm getting out the bed before noon. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Stay cuddled up. Stay cuddled. Get all them.
Now that's what I need. I need to find me somebody to cuddle up with.
Girl, you ain't ever lied. Because I've been out the game for a while and I don't even know how to jump back into it. Okay?
No, we can talk, listen, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, child.
We can have it because I am trying to bring something called the locker room back for a second season.
Okay, the locker room.
Okay. Okay. Someone talk about that. It's a whole bunch of discussions like that going on. So I would love for you to be a guest on that if you ever want to come back. Would love to have
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Lord,
Okay.
don't listen to Tracy. See, that's what next time I'm gonna have to pull Tracy aside before
What
we
is she
take
saying?
another field trip.
Kingpin bag. What is that, Tracy? What is that? What is? And I feel like it's something because of the way you looking. But come on, this one last thing before we go, Tracy. What the hell? What the hell?
So when I review Power, the tribe seems to feel like I know way too much about the drug game. So they have made it up in their mind that I used to date a kingpin. They have come up with a whole story, okay, about how I got a kingpin in my past. So that is what she's talking about.
I learn something new every day. Kingpin Bay. Goodness gracious. You said and did. They don't came and put you all out here. And I love it. I love it. Tribe, I love y'all. Y'all is all right with me. Every single one of y'all. I can't take it. And
we are definitely having a conversation before we get on the school bus and take a field trip.
Ooh, DC is full of kingpins. Listen, we know what's really good. You don't want to have to try. You be explaining something. We all be like, how you know that?
I watched The Wire.
I did too. You know, that was another show I was thinking about going back and redoing after the show.
Tracy's gonna say something. I was actually doing The Wire.
Really?
And I sort of stopped. Yeah, I was doing The Wire. I think I got into season 3 and then I kind of stopped. Not because I didn't want to. The Wire is a hard show to review because everything is important. And, you know, I'll be forgetting these people's names and all of that. But The Wire is a good show, but it's a hard show to review. It's kind of like, you know, scripted shows are a lot harder to review. See, we keep talking. Scripted shows are a lot harder to review than reality shows. Because in a scripted show, everything means something.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
It's hard. You know what, though? I always have this conversation because they always say, what was better, The Wire or Oz? Did you watch Oz too?
So I'm going to say The Wire only because I couldn't finish Oz. It got too graphic and then after they killed Adebisi, I just didn't care no more.
Yeah.
After Adebisi was gone, I was like, what? Did they really just kill Adebisi?
Yes, I was hurt.
Adebisi.
That's what I felt. Like, really?
Yeah, I kind of fell off after that. Like, I think I might have watched a few episodes after that just to kind of see what was going to happen I kind of fell off after that. But The Wire, I mean, Oz is hard to watch because it's so graphic.
Well, something is wrong with me because I enjoy the Oz more than The Wire. Maybe that says something about my mind. I don't know. Maybe I need to look into that. Because people be asking me what's wrong with me, and maybe I need to figure that out. And maybe I will. Like, really be is like, I ain't saying nothing.
I mean,
it was a lot, but I wonder if I could take it now, because that was a long time ago when I watched it.
ooh.
I might have a different thought as an adult.
I just remember the Allstate guy that was the racist and some of the stuff he did.
Yeah. That was a lot. Oh yeah. And I remember the thing he did back to him. Oh yeah, maybe I couldn't watch it right now. Maybe I couldn't now. That's yeah. Ooh, I was warped back then. I don't know. But yeah, so I totally get that. That's facts. But okay, y'all, we for real about to go now. I don't took up all our time. We don't had a good kiki, but we don't had a good time. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Really be. I will see you soon and talk to you soon. Thank you once again. You're always welcome on here. Please come and stop by and share your thoughts on the Shield once or twice.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay. Everybody, thanks who followed. Thanks for coming through. Lil Johnny, I'm going to be watching you when you come back now. I'm going to be watching you, Lil Johnny. All right, really be. Take care, girl.
Thank you, my love.
And that was really BTVI. Thank you, everyone who came through. I will definitely see y'all again, hopefully. Thanks for everyone who followed. And I'm out this nasty thing.